Okay, welcome everyone. This is Jim Sporer with ISSIP, the International Society of Service Innovation Professionals. And today we will have Leonard Walletzky from Czech Republic describing his research group there at the Muni University in the Czech Republic, where I visited just a couple of years ago and had a great time with Leonard and his students. Um, but before we get to Leonard, I just want to give a brief overview of this series. This is the My T-Shape Development uh, speaker series, ISSIP speaker series. The co-host is Professor Emeritus Louis Freund from San Jose State University, who has created the mytshape.com, and we'll put that into the chat if people haven't tried it, platform for uh, uh, people to use their LinkedIn profile or their resume or curriculum vitae to create a quantitative map of your T-shape. So we did that presentation last month. Lou kicked us off, so thank you, Lou, for that. I do want to just share the kind of plan that we've got for this series before turning it over to Leonard. And let me share my screen. And I see we have Haluk Demirkan, ISSIP president here. That's great. Haluk is going to be a speaker in this series as well. And we have Charles Fidel, who's another speaker in this series from Curriculum Redesign, the founder over there at Harvard. So good to see you, Charles. Um, and one thing I'll say is I'm noticing just about everybody on this call that's part of ISSIP has both industry and academic experience, so that's great. Um, so this is the presentation deck that I sent around. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'm just going to give you a flavor for what's in this. We're asking for this series, these are just 30-minute calls, so we're asking people to be concise, give us a paper or something of yours that people can read in advance. Um, and that way we can focus on group discussion. Uh, I'm in the review the purpose of the series right now, so I've only got 3 minutes to do that before turning it over for Leonard to present for the next 10 minutes, and then we'll have a general discussion this month. Sometimes we'll have two speakers in a month with two papers. Um, We've got a list of initial questions for people. I'm not going to go through this. We're looking for basically other people that might present in this series who've done some T-shaped research. We want to get them involved. We want this to become the place where everybody that's done T-shaped research has had an opportunity to present their work so that we get connected in a community around T-shapes. And our goal is Lou and I are running this series because we would like people to get on to the mytshape.com platform. It's free to all ISSIP members to participants to get on this platform and start helping us develop the various use case scenarios that are for that platform. And then we're also hoping that platform is useful for your future research in this area. Also, um, emails are kind of old fashioned. So the new thing that we would like to do is get everybody on ISSIP Slack. So if you're open to becoming an ISSIP Slack participant, we can do things a lot more efficiently and have ongoing discussions in the ISSIP Slack. So that's the invitation. The other thing that we want to do is make sure that we understand your future research directions. Like, what are you trying to do in the future? So there's some examples here, and I'm not going to go through that. We've got a list of people that we're growing and papers and publications that they've created and comments about when they're going to start presenting. There's a few people that haven't responded, so we keep inviting them. And then for the paper, what I'll do is I'll ask people for one slide version of their papers with one picture and just a little bit of an overview, maybe the abstract. So over time, this document will contain a lot of the initial work of many of you. So let's now, without further ado, actually, one more ado. Lou, did you want to add anything to this overview of what we're trying to accomplish?
No, Jim, I appreciate you doing that and appreciate everybody being here. It's good to see you all. Thank you.
Great. So now I'm going to
Well,
stop.
maybe I could introduce Yvette Vaco, who's working with me on Mighty Me development and is helping us pull together the rollout for ISIP membership, which will be taking place in the fall.
Absolutely. Yeah. And actually, that's the first thing we're supposed to do is all get introduced. So before we turn it over to you, Leonard, let's just go through and make sure. I think everybody, I know everybody here, and Lou just introduced himself and Yvette. Haluk is our ISSIP president and one of the founders of ISSIP. And Haluk, did you want to introduce yourself anymore?
No, I just wanted to thank you, actually, Jim and Lou. Started this speaker series. This is exciting because and then I wanted to say thanks for everybody to joining. And Jim knows and Lou knows this T-shape developing the T-shaped skill set has been my heart, and we've been working on this for many, many, many years. And I really enjoyed reading the paper. Actually, I read the paper yesterday. That's exciting.
Very good. Thank you, Haluk. And Charles Fidel.
Hi, hi Jim. Hi everyone. I'm founder of the Center for Curriculum Redesign and a great admirer of Jim's pushing us into thinking T-shaped way before it became, how shall I say, fashionable to think about depth and breadth.
Great. Thanks. Thanks, Charles. And we look forward to hearing from you. And you've got your books and other work. And I know you're doing a lot with the AI era and skills for the AI era. So we really look forward to hearing from you in the future. Um, and I see now that Leonard, two of your students and research colleagues, Patrick and Susanna, are on. But let's turn it over to you and you can get us going for the discussion, your presentation discussion. So over to you, Leonard, to introduce you.
Okay, thank you very much, Jim. First, maybe I will start my presentation again and try to share it.
Yeah.
We have tried it, so I hope that now it will work again. Okay, let's try to share it. Okay, I hope it works. Does it work? Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Leonard Walletzky. I am from Masaryk University, from Brno, Czech Republic. Well, the small place in the middle of Europe. Maybe you have heard of it. I work together with my team in Laboratory of Service System, which is the part of Faculty of Informatics of Masaryk University. And a big part of our research is the T-shaped design, which we are focusing on for several years. As Jim already mentioned, there are two of my students here, Zuzana Hruška and Patrik Procházka. I have two more students who are also dealing with the T-shaped topic, who unfortunately did not manage to be here. Okay, so let's start with the history of our lab. Well, our lab was founded together with Service Science Management and Engineering Study Program in 2008 and 2009. And actually, it was founded, I have it on the next slide, by Zdenko Staníček, who was the former founder of the study program and the lab itself. I came a little bit later in 2011 to join the lab. And in 2016, we add to our lab as one of the big focus of the research, the smart cities, which became very dominant topic for our research. And we must say that the big impulse for our research, or how the research look like today, was the ISS conference in 2024, where the Jim was in person, our guests, and he was very helpful with our conference, and he did a lot for our research. He's a very inspirative person. I think that everyone knows that. So now T-shaped becomes really a serious research from the many domains. Well, I will describe how. Well, this is just one slide for Zdenko Staníček, the founder of our lab, who also brought the T-shape to our faculty as let's say the knowledge template for our studies, which was in 2008 very revolutionary. Well, most of the people didn't understand what is it about. Well, all the faculty members, all the professors were oriented to the I-shape, to creating the I-shapes, and the logic of the T-shape was something completely new. Even Zdenko did a lot for that. He has left in 2013 after a very major disagreement over the defense of this PhD student. And I took the role of the head of the lab. And we started to do the research in a slightly different way. So our research is touching, let's say, three main domains. It's the universities, business, and the cities, which is, well, the smart governance or the public value. What is important to say that, well, the approach to the academical education or university education is slightly different in the Europe or in the Czech Republic itself. And it's different than in the US. In the Czech Republic, we have more rules. We have, let's say, more rules that students must go with, and more. And the academics are having the bigger power to the content of the studies. This is something what we want to deal with, and this was, let's say, the beginning of our T-shape research. In the higher education and academic research, we are focusing to the curriculum design, how to design the curriculum to be more T-shaped, how we can learn the students to understand the methodology of being the T-shape, understand what does it mean to be a T-shape, and help them to fit better to the labor market, which is the let's say, the key question for all the students studying our study programs to be successful on the labor market. To help with that, we are having the research where we are focusing especially to the IT companies, because many IT companies are the partners of our faculty. And we have, let's say, very close context there. So we are trying to explore their position and their opinion to the mapping of the competencies, how they are perceiving the T-shape, if they know that concept, and if they are using that concept in the development of their human resources. And the third stream we have here is the municipalities and the smart governance, which is very, let's say, a unique domain for the T-shape, because the development in the, let's say, public services and the cities and the municipalities is completely different comparing the business entities. And even they should understand let's say, the value of multidisciplinarity. In most of the cases, they are just staying on one place and are not able to understand that. And this is the main obstacle to support the innovative thinking and innovation in the public agendas. In higher education, we are trying to solve how the students can understand the multidisciplinarity, how to create, for example, the dynamic program change when the knowledge are changing very rapidly in the time. When you need to understand that, well, for example, in the Czech Republic, when you need to do any kind of change in the study program, it takes normally years. Let's say if you want to create a new bachelor study program, you need at least 1 year to prepare it. Then you got the approval. Then you need to enroll the students into study program, and you are running the bachelor study program for the 3 years and the master study program for the 2 years. And after you are having the first graduates, then you can do any kind of the change. It means that, well, you can change anything in the bachelor study program after 4 years. You have created that, which, well, in the domain like IT, which is AI related, is complete tragedy. So we are trying to do it. We are trying to create a dynamic program change, and we want the students and the academics understand the multidisciplinarity. In the IT companies, we are exploring the adaptation to AI, how they are perceiving the new labor market challenges, and how do they support learning in the environment, and how they are analyzing the changes of skills in the domain of their environment. And in the municipalities, again, we want to help them to understand the innovation, to foster the innovation, the usage of the new technologies, and the data-driven approaches, which is something still completely new for the many municipality members, unfortunately, but that's the life. And just a few examples, very, very few examples to see the results of our research. Sorry for that. Well, this is the issue of the PowerPoint. It doesn't work. I don't know why it doesn't work. I cannot play it. Anyway, I will skip that. This is something. Maybe the video I can present later. This is the result of the master thesis of Klára Kubíčková, another my PhD student who is not unfortunately here. It's how in the company he made her research in SAP, which is international company, how they are building the T-shape. What are the sources of knowledge of the breadth and depth of the T-shape? And what is quite interesting for us is, the share of the university knowledge the employees evaluated as the source of their skills they are using. So it doesn't matter if it's the top of the T or it is the length of the T. It's about 17 or 18%. And all other knowledge, they are from the other sources, not on the sources of SAP, which could be expected, but simply they have learned it by themselves, by self-education, by other sources, from the work experience. But this is something what should be a big warning for the universities, because the managers of the companies are saying, we are not interested what the candidates are studying, actually. We are not interested. We can give them the deep knowledge. We want them to have some way of the thinking, and that's all. So it means for us, and I have presented that in academia, saying, okay, we need to think about the new study programs, because if people themselves evaluating their university education as the useless, we have the problem. In the smart governance, I can skip that completely. This is just the identification of, let's say, the main abilities, but the research for the smart governance is in very beginning. We are just starting with that. So this is what those three streams tell us together. We are trying to merge this T-shaped stream together and publish the papers about each domain separately, but we are trying to develop, let's say, AI-driven recommender systems based on the idea of Mighty Me with Louis, because I was really excited about it. But we want to use, for example, the recommender system for the students to understand at the very beginning what is the T-shape, and to be able to be guided during their studies to become the T-shape that should be relevant to the labor market, and to have the position that will be successful in the labor market. So we want to increase the number in the graph I have in the figure I've been showing you from, let's say, from the 18 to, let's say, 25 or 30%. If they would say, okay, the 30% of my knowledge I got from the university, that could be a big success. I think so. So where the research goes next, definitely some better measurements. So to understand the share of the knowledge. AI-assisted profiling, so to use AI to make profiles, and curriculum redesign. Why I'm not talking about, let's say, something more specific, the reason is that also my PhD student will be the speakers here, and each of them are focusing to the different type of the research. So this is, let's say, very quick overview of what we are doing. So we are focusing to the academia and usage of T-shaped in academia in study curriculum. We are focusing to the business, especially the IT companies, where we are exploring how the IT companies are perceiving the T-shape and how it is applicable inside of them. And then we are focusing to the municipalities and how the T-shape could be applicable in the municipalities to help them to understand innovations and understand how to let's say be more successful in the days of AI, we could say. Okay, so yeah.
Great.
So this is the end, I think, of my presentation. I was trying to be very brief and do it well in the timing the Jim gave me.
You did well.
And I hope that I will be able to answer your questions as well.
Fantastic. Yeah, great timing and plenty of time now for discussion. And I think I'm going to ask Charles Fidel to make the first comment because your slide had curriculum redesign in it. And Charles, of course, founded curriculum redesign, which is coming up. But Charles, what was most interesting to you in Leonard's overview here?
So the most interesting was actually the visualization, the T with the colors. So like, that's an interesting way of showing the mix. We can discuss, of course, what goes in it, but it's a different thing. The question I have though, in Europe, unlike the US, higher ed is paid by the state. I assume it's the same in the Czech Republic as in France. I'm
Yes.
French. I think that we have to prepare for a time where this is not going to be the case. Okay, we have enormous pressures in Europe to spend on an aging population, declining birth rates. That means increasing healthcare costs. We have, of course, defense costs that are increasing thanks to you know whom. Etc. And we already have overspent during decades of good times because every country has a deficit. So I don't expect education can continue at the same rate of funding. So you'll see in the paper I've shared, in my view, a bachelor's degree should be sufficient for most professions if it's done right. Particularly that the first two rungs of a ladder are being broken by AI. So you basically have to graduate at the bachelor level with something like a master's level, and only people who will do extreme research in master's PhD will continue that way. Most people have to be employable by the end of a really revised bachelor's degree. That's a pair I've shared with you, and I'll be happy to discuss it.
Well, I completely agree. Well, I always remember, if I can take a little bit wider position, I remember when the Jim showed me for the first time the report from the LinkedIn, the Skills on Rise. I'm reading that every year, so I'm presenting that, showing that the knowledge and the skills we thought they are important are not important anymore. And that will definitely lead into the, let's say, completely redesign of the curriculum. That's the reason why we are in a touch with a lot of the IT companies where we are trying to do our research. What I was presenting was the SAP research, but we are doing this. We were doing the same research with the Kyndryl. We were doing the same research with the Red Hat. So we are gathering the data because to redesign curriculum in a professional way, then you need to know how to redesign it.
Yeah.
What are the skills necessary for the labor market for the companies?
Yeah.
And
so that's, of course, I'd be happy to discuss with you offline. We do a ton of work there. But really, I want to just temper the mindset about the knowledge. Knowledge is not just declarative knowledge. Yes, that we need less of. You need less procedural knowledge, but you're going to need more conceptual and more epistemic knowledge. So rather than a triangle, it becomes a trapezoid.
Yeah.
So good.
Like
You guys
that.
And the hard part is to figure out what you remove in the lower layers. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
So it's like the Jenga tower of blocks. You have to remove the blocks that don't carry load.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, yeah.
So, Haluk, let's go to you next. What question or reaction do you have?
I mean, like I said, I really enjoyed the article, especially the systems thinking, that component, and also multi-transdisciplinary research thing. I just want to make a comment. I have two hats. I am a professor at University of Washington since last 13 years, and I've been in academia over 25 years. I was at Arizona State for a long time, so I have been in a lot of universities in United States and Turkey also in the summers. And then I'm also working with industry quite a bit. I've been a principal scientist at Amazon last 5 years. And I honestly think academic institutions, we need a major shakeup. In 10 years, we are in trouble. I mean, right now, any information technology, IT job requisitions, if we go to internet and search for a job rec and look at the minimal requirements section, it will have at least 10 degrees. It will says, if you have a degree from this, they want multi or transdisciplinary people. There's no question.
Yep.
Unfortunately, academic institutions, we are way behind. Not even because academic institutions, at least in the United States, run silo. We run so silo, we don't talk to the colleague who's in the next door. How are we going to develop a multidisciplinary skill set? It's just scary. Other part is most IT companies right now, at least in the US, undergrad degree became a checkbox. They don't look at, I do a lot of interviews, I don't look at what people studied. We usually say, do they have an undergrad degree or not? That's why I honestly think in 10 years, we are in trouble. Half of the academic institute, whenever there's 10-year professors will start leaving, academic institutions gonna change. I'm tenured, but I'm not happy. I honestly think one of the worst things in US system. Anyway.
Thank you, Haluk. I want to get everybody's comments, so we're going to be kind of brief here, and Leonard will make notes, and this recording will be posted so you can follow up with everybody. But I want to go to Lou last. So I'm
Okay.
Did
you say Lou? Lou last? Is that what you said?
Last. And I know you have to run shortly.
Yeah, I do have to run, but I did have one question, and I hope you could comment on it. The slide that says what the three streams tell us together was particularly important, I think. And the line under it says vertical expertise changes, boundary crossing capability remains stable. That was what it's telling us together. And I didn't quite understand how boundary crossing capabilities remain stable.
Well,
what
it's
does that
in a
mean?
way that what are the common boundary capable let's say capabilities are being identified as the common, and it is like the social skills, project management, critical thinking. And
But why are we thinking that that remains stable?
They
Doesn't
remain
that change also?
well. from our research, what we have explored, they are remain stable in a way that, well, everybody is identifying them as the part of the horizontal bar, and they are remaining the stable part of that. Whatever you ask, you can ask in academia, you can ask in a business, you can ask in the municipalities. Everybody are identifying them as the mandatory part for the horizontal bar.
Mm.
This is something what was quite interesting. So they
Yeah.
are remaining stable in that. So this is
Is
the
it the
mean.
capability or the components that you're saying are stable? The components
Uh,
stable or the capability within the
Well,
component?
that's a good question, actually.
Well, that's why I asked.
So when
I mean,
I'm thinking about it,
because
well,
I'm
maybe the
thinking that your
component could
T-shape
be.
grows with you. I'm thinking your T-shape grows with you as you experience more and more in business and in
Yeah,
life. And it doesn't remain stable at the T-top or the T-stem. You're always learning
yeah,
new.
yeah, yeah. But
And
it's let's say stable part of that. That could be
okay,
the
oh
better
yeah, yeah,
definition.
components in the
Yeah,
components of the
yeah,
stable.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
And
thank you.
maybe what the employers are asking for is staying stable as well. But let's Peter Williams, do you have any thoughts to share?
Just very briefly, I mean, I think you're touching on an absolutely critical point, which is what the market wants and what is being taught to bring to the market. And the
Yeah.
challenge is within the the educational world, T-shape understood. You guys have figured a lot of good material out, and Jim's been proselytizing this. The challenge is how do you now take that approach and use that as a tool to evaluate what is out there and being requested. So key point, most recruitment, I think, just to summarize, yeah, it's a tick list. And guess what happens? It goes to a piece of machine learning, we'll call it
Yeah.
AI, where it goes, oh, you don't happen to have a degree in, advanced quantum physics. No, and that's the end of that conversation. So trying to perhaps get a review of what the market space is in terms of a T-shape will be the way to bring the triangle together.
Great, thanks, Peter. And let's go to Yvette next. I know you've been thinking about the different personas for the TShaped.com platform, Yvette, but and there was in Leonard's presentation, there were all those different perspectives, so a lot of different personas. But Yvette, did you have any thoughts to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, I just thought this was really interesting because I joined this project maybe a few years ago. And, the first time I joined Dr. Freund, it was the first time I ever heard of T-shape. And so, and I know he started this 2012 or maybe even before. And so to see that this was even 2008 and before and all the research that's gone into it is so incredible. And I do think that creating personas for people will be the kind of the epitome for all businesses, right? Like that'll be able to put strengthen groups together, right? So I just really think that the everyone has so many comments and things. So I don't know if I have too much to add, but I just really think that the research you put in is great. I did love the visuals, and I do see that T-shape is going to go really far. So really appreciate you for presenting.
Thank you. So let's go to Susanna next. If you've got any comments, Susanna, I know you're part of the research group, so you're like deeply involved in all of this. And you're on mute. There we go.
Hi, yeah, I don't have comments on the research. I think it's a great research.
Of course, you're part of it. Very good.
But
You
I'm very
have to.
glad for all the comments we have gotten from the other people because it's really important to hear from the people who are doing T-shaped research because at our university we are alone, so this is very great and I'm really thankful for these sessions. So that's all. Yeah.
And Patrick, I know we're going to hear. Thank you, Susanna. We're going to hear from Patrick in August. But Patrick, any quick thoughts for us? And nice to see you here today.
Hi. Just quickly, I'm really glad that we have a consensus over the sea also with the topic. So that's great, and I'm looking forward to presenting in this round my part of the research.
Yeah, your early career, and maybe just introduce yourself. Where are you in industry these days? Which company, just so people can know that.
Okay, currently working in SAP
SAP.
and doing my PhD studies at Masaryk universities in the
Very good.
laboratory with Leonard. So,
Great. Looking forward to your presentation and the publication of that paper of yours so we can share it more broadly. I know that's coming out soon. I think you're traveling to Porto soon or someplace.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jim, if I may, I have found the video that I wanted to present. If I can just shortly to present the video, because I think that Lou will be excited because it was inspired by the Mighty Me.
Okay.
So just
Can you share your screen and share it?
it won't be long, I promise.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
So this is the video of the application created by one student under, I don't know if it's Susanna or mine supervision, but it's based on a similar idea as the Mighty Me. That the students simply uploaded all the subjects they have passed or they have enrolled at the university, and the system who knows the content of all the courses. This is in a Slovak at the end, but it makes slightly similar analysis as Mighty Me. So they can see how many credits they have spent on the programming, management, data science, and so on, and create a proposal of the T-shape to show the students what is the design of their current T-shape. And now we are working on a recommender system who can take it, and according to rules of our university, it can recommend the students to what courses they should enroll to fit to some, let's say, idle T-shape according their preferences. So this is just, very short presentation what we did in the also with our master students as the
Yeah,
thesis.
thank you. I think I did see that paper when the student presented the final work.
Actually, I think that you were the reviewer of the thesis.
I think I was. Thank you.
So just wanted to show that we are using that it is
Good.
not
Good.
locked somewhere in the closet, but we are using that.
Yeah, I look forward to getting us all aligned in the future too. So maybe we can share some tools and platforms. That would be great. All right. Well, thank you, Leonard, and thank you.
My pleasure.
Great presentation, got us all thinking, and we'll continue. If you haven't signed up to be a presenter yet in the series, please pick a month. We'll do the second Wednesdays of each month, and we will continue to learn together and share together. Thank you all. And I'll go ahead and stop the recording now and end the presentation. I'm late for a meeting that I have to jump to. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
bye bye.
Thank you.
Okay.